I was on a date with a man, believe it or not. And I burped very loudly because he took me to a diner, and I was acting accordingly. I felt great about what I did because burping is highly lauded in my family. And he looked at me, and this is very true, and he said, "Jesus Christ, how did your mother raise you?" And I looked at him and I said, "Alone." All by herself. So there were three of us. She had her hands full. I didn't learn everything I was supposed to. Yeah. My mom raised me and my two older sisters in Ohio, and my mom still lives at home. Loser. My parents are divorced, obviously. And when my mom divorced my dad, she kept the wedding ring. And recently she tried to give me that wedding ring. And I was just like, this is haunted. What am I gonna do with this haunted ring? So when my dad left, he moved down to Orlando, Florida to be an actor. That's not where you go. So a few years passed, and my two older sisters and I, we started going to visit my dad in Orlando, Florida, because it was court ordered. And at that point, my dad's career had really taken off. He had his own business. It was called Stars on Call. Oh, has nobody heard of it? That's so funny. What it was is what he called it. It still exists to this day, and it's like live roadside commercials or character directionals is what he calls it. And at this point, he already had some headshots, which he got done at a Glamour Shots in the mall. I don't know if you guys have been to one of those, but they just take you in a booth. I think they probably put a little blush on him, popped a cowboy hat on his head, which had never been on there before, and then snapped a photo, made him look like magic, and that's what was supposed to represent him to go out on all of his gigs, which really limited the roles he could go out for to like westerns in porn. So those are the only two things that he was doing. So Stars on Call, you are probably very curious, I can tell. What it was is you're picturing somebody who like stands on a street corner with a sign, like a teenager with earbuds in, like, get in here, you know. My dad is that like times a billion, okay? He's out there doing like high kicks, there's pelvic thrusting, that's uncomfortable for a daughter to watch. Raising the roof. He's dressed like a leprechaun. He's being paid by this Irish restaurant to get people to come into that restaurant. He's doing what crazy people do for free, okay?